New Hampshire Department of Health and Human Services, a New Hampshire Easy Overview and Roster Process. Today we are going to do a high-level overview of the different access levels between view-only and full managed access in New Hampshire Easy, and we will have a discussion about a new process which we will review in more detail later in the presentation. These are some of the things that we were asked to review with you to help you navigate New Hampshire Easy with view only or full access. Please note, we use the training unit region for the PowerPoint presentation. So some of the information may look a little different, but the information you're able to view will be within this presentation. View-only access, you will be able to see limited information for an individual's case, such as their case status. You will not be able to make any changes in the case. You will only be able to view a few things. When an individual grants view-only access to an individual or an organization, they are giving them access to view their online New Hampshire Easy account. This means you'll be able to see things such as their case status details, view screens and assist with specific screen questions, assist in reviewing information the client has entered in New Hampshire Easy screens, and view submitted applications. In order to get view-only access, the Bureau of Family Assistance needs to have received a completed and signed Form 11. This is the authorization to release information. Please make sure this form is completed and signed by the individual or their approved DPOA or guardian. Once this form is received, reviewed, and updated in the system, the organization should be able to log into New Hampshire Easy with view case access. You will not be able to see the individual until the information has been updated by BFA. Whether logging in for view only or full managed access, you will need to go to the New Hampshire Easy website, nheasy.nh.gov. The picture for this page does change throughout the year with different seasonal pictures. So if it looks different when you log in, don't be alarmed. Once you get to this page, you will click Sign In. At the sign-in page, you will need to log in with your unique user ID and hit continue. If you are unaware of what your unique user ID is, please speak with your supervisor. On this page, you will need to ensure the picture you see is the one you have chosen and enter your password and then hit continue. If this is the first time you are signing in on a computer, you will be asked to answer a security question and ask if you would like to remember this device. If you choose yes, you'll only have to enter your password moving forward. If you have any logging in issues, you can click on the blue question mark for help or forgot password link for assistance from the New Hampshire Easy Help Desk. Once you log in, you will be brought to the At a Glance page. Here you will be able to see information on cases that are linked to your organization. Each of the red boxes brings you to a different part of the case. Manage cases. This will bring you to the list of individuals that your organization has full access to. View case status. This will bring you to the list of individuals that your organization has view-only access. Search applications. This will show you the list of applications that were submitted by your organization. Start application. This is where you go to submit an application from your organization. The News and Updates section is where the department enters information that may be important for the client. This information changes regularly. If you are looking for information, you may be able to find it here. When you get to view case status, you will see a list of individuals who you have approved view-only access for. Please note, on the screen, you will have the case head name, their case number, as it shows in our case management system, their case status, and their next READY date and method. Medicaid-only READYs are usually done by paper. However, you may see someone as a face-to-face or online READY if they have other programs they are open for, such as SNAP. If you find the individual you are working with, click View Details in blue. This will bring you to their case information. For this example, we are going to look at Helen Bacon. This screen shows you an overview of Helen's case. This shows you she is currently open for medical assistance and that her SNAP benefits were closed in October of 2022, and it will also show you the reason for closure. It also shows you that the client has never applied for cash assistance, child care assistance, Medicare beneficiary, or long-term care services. It also tells you that the Medicaid program the client is open for. In this case, she's open under Granted Advantage and has been since May 11th of 2022. This is the information you will see of the individuals who you have view-only access for. You will not be able to make any changes in New Hampshire Easy case. If you choose the Search Applications under My Functions area, this will allow you to search for the application that has been submitted for the client. The previous screen for the case details will show you the status of any open or closed program, but it will also tell you if the application is pending. You will see this once the application has been initiated by the BFA staff. Now we will review what you are able to see if you have been approved full managed access for an individual. When an individual grants New Hampshire Easy Access, they are giving the organization sole access to the online case information for the client via their organization's New Hampshire Easy account. The organization will need to submit a 776, an authorized representative form, in order to get this access. This means the organization will be able to complete the following actions on behalf of the client. They will be able to report changes and update information. They will also be able to apply for any additional benefits for which the client might be eligible for. They can also help the client reapply for benefits if the client's case is closed and read the client's letters and notices. In order to get full access, the Bureau of Family Assistance must have received two forms. The first is on the 776, Client Consent to Grant New Hampshire Easy Access. This form must be completed, signed, and returned to the address on the bottom of the form. You can also email it to the district office for uploading and processing. Once this information is processed, you will be able to manage the client's case in New Hampshire Easy. The second form you must provide is the 778 form. You will need to add New Hampshire Easy Access in the Other box. Once this form is received, reviewed, and updated with the 776, access will be granted and you should see the individual in New Hampshire Easy. For full Manage Access, you will want to click on the Manage Cases tab. This will show you a current list of individuals who you have been approved to manage access for. If you click on the name in blue, it will bring you to the information pertaining to this client. Again, for this example, we will look at Helen. The At a Glance page shows you a list of information about the client. It tells you at the top whose account you are in to ensure you're looking at the correct information. It tells you the READY date and method for the client. It gives you the option to upload documents for the client here. If you're looking to apply for another benefit for the client, you can do that by clicking Add Benefits. If you are looking to report a change, you can do that by clicking on Report a Change. The benefit summary information shows you the individual and the programs they are currently open for. The green shows the programs they're open for, the red shows programs that they were open for, and the gray circle with an X means this client has never applied for those programs. If you click on the More Benefits detail, it will give you additional information regarding the client's coverage. This screen gives you additional information on the case that you can't see on the previous screen. You know from the previous screen that Helen is open Granted Advantage. This shows you that she is enrolled in AmeriHealth for her MCO. It also shows the client is open under Alternative Benefits Plan. This is more of an internal thing, but the information is here, so I just wanted to review it with you. The yellow circle under SNAP. This is what it looks like when the client is pending. If the client is open for medical under one program and pending for another program of Medicaid, it will show the client is open. This is just how it works with New Hampshire Easy. For example, if an individual is open for Granted Advantage but pending APTD medical, it will show the client is open under Medicaid coverage. However, if a client is open Granted Advantage and pending long-term services, you will see the client is open under Medicaid and pending under the long-term care tab. The account history tab shows applications and changes and much more that were done in New Hampshire Easy within the last 18 months. If you click on the blue, it'll give you a summary or a snapshot of the changes that were reported and review the proofs that are needed. These will show you what is needed in order to update the case and complete the change. Here you can see a change that was reported on August 9th of 2022. The client is reporting she started a new job at Lowe's and will get her first check next week, and she's letting us know she's going to be working full-time. On the screen here, you will see that Helen Bacon has been asked to provide verification of her last 4 weeks of employment with gross wages, hours worked, and the frequency of pay. An example here shows pay stubs or an employment verification form. Helen also needs to show verification of her loss of employment. We need to be able to verify the date and reason that her employment ended. And an example here is from the employment verification form. If there is an authorized representative in the case, it will be listed on this screen. If there are more than one, they will all be listed here. If one is added, it'll come through as a change and the BFA staff will request verification and update the system so it can reflect here. You will not be able to see the AR listed until BFA has verified and updated the information. There are 3 functions related to the documents on this page: upload proofs, upload history, and document history. Each of these functions are referred to as tabs, and they can be accessed by selecting the title on the screen. The default function is upload proofs. The function you are on will appear underlined. Uploaded proofs. This tab is used to upload proofs and other documents used in determining and continuing eligibility. Please take note that nursing facility and choices for independence applicants, we do not upload look-back documents. These proofs will automatically be routed to the caseworker who is working on the client's case. Upload history. This tab lists the documents that were uploaded within the last 12 months through the Upload Proofs tab. Documents that are successfully uploaded will appear on this page right away. This is only a list of document names so that you have proof that you uploaded them. You cannot open the documents. Document history. This screen shows a list of documents that we have received for the case, along with the status of each document. You are not able to view the content of the documents through this screen, but the client may contact their caseworker if they have any questions. To upload documents, the client will want to choose the individual they want the document assigned to. Choose a document category from the drop-down box, then choose the document type. they will need to click the Select File button, which will allow them to get the documents. Once the documents have been selected and added, the client will want to click Upload Files. If they are trying to add multiple documents, they will need to be sure to check Add More. If they choose a document in error, they can use the Remove button and get rid of the file prior to uploading. The Document History tab lists the documents that are on file for the client's case. It is important to know that the process can take 3 to 5 business days to upload for the information to show in this tab. This tab shows you the documents that were uploaded and the status of the documents. In this example, you can see the September 8th, 2022 application is marked as processed. The remainder of the verifications haven't been processed by the Family Service Specialist yet, so they are labeled as unprocessed. Once the worker has marked these documents as processed, they will change to processed under the status for the client to see. Under the Notices and Messages tab, you will see a list of correspondence that have been sent to the client. If the client has opted to go green, you will still be able to see their notices in the Notice Messages tab. Once this shows that the client has viewed these notices, the envelope will show as open. If the client hasn't viewed their notices, the envelope will show closed. You can click on the envelope and it'll open the letter. The highlighted row is the yellow heads-up letter that went to the client with no other significance for it being highlighted. The Request a Form option allows you to have a form sent to the client to the address we have on file if the client doesn't have the ability to print. If they have the ability to print the form, they can go to the Forms page on New Hampshire Easy and print the form. For this page, you use the drop-down option to choose from the form the client is looking for and hit Submit. If there is more than one form, you hit Add More before hitting Submit. If you exceed the number of pages allowed, you will need to do 2 separate requests. The Required Verification tab will advise the client the information needed for their case along with the program it is for and the due date. In this example, Helen needs to provide employment information including 4 weeks of pay and a copy of her birth certificate. These are needed for the Medicaid determination. If Helen had applied for other programs and needed this for any other information, it would also be listed here with the appropriate program. This page will allow you to view the email address and phone numbers provided to us. If the client's New Hampshire Easy account is considered a CaseHead account, you can also see the choices they have made related to email notifications, text messages, and redetermination method. The client can make changes by selecting Edit next to each section. Individual accounts can only view the email address and phone numbers provided from the screen, as notifications and redetermination methods are not available in this section. For email address and notifications, this section will show you the email address we have on file for the client and whether they are currently set up to receive email notifications. If they have not previously provided an email address to us, the section under email address will appear blank. The client can edit this section to enter an email address. When the client first sets up a New Hampshire Easy account, their email notifications will default to Do Not Send Me Email Notifications. The client can elect to go green and receive email notifications by selecting Edit. When the client chooses to go green, an email will be sent to them with a special link. By selecting the link in the email, it confirms their email address is valid. Once a client goes green, they will see a colored message next to Send Me Email Notifications. This message shows whether they have or not they have confirmed the email address. Yellow text means they have not selected the link in the email, and green text means they have. Until the client selects the link in the email and sees green text that says confirmed, in this section, they will continue to receive paper notifications and will not receive any emails.
For phone numbers, text messaging, and redeterminations. This section will display the phone numbers we have on file. It also shows whether they are set up to receive text messages and their redetermination method. A client can add, update, or remove phone numbers by selecting Edit. While editing, they also have the option to select what number they prefer to be contacted on. You will see Preferred next to this phone number. Unless previously opted in, text message notifications is also defaulted to Do Not Send Me text messages. If a client wants to receive text messages, they must select Edit to complete the opt-in steps. Once they have gone green and opted to text messages, they will receive a text each time a notice is posted to their account. If they have not gone green, they will only receive text messages that contain reminders and general information that might be of interest to them. These will only be sent occasionally. To opt into these messages, the client must provide a cell phone number. Clients will then receive a verification code on their cell phone. They will need to enter this verification code on the page and confirm that they successfully received our text message. Select Edit next to Text Message Notifications. Once the client opts into text messages, you will see a colored message next to the text, Send Me Text Message Notifications. These messages show whether they have confirmed their cell phone number or not. Yellow text means they have not entered the verification code, and green text means they have. Until the client enters the verification code and sees green text that reads Confirmed in this section, they will not receive any other text message unless they have asked us to resend the verification code. For redeterminations, this section displays the redetermination method the client is set up with. If this section displays either online or mail-in, they can change this method by selecting Edit. If this section displays phone call or in person, they must contact their caseworker to change this method.
Now we'll review the new roster process. For the new roster process, we are requesting the following information so that we can associate the client with your facility. If you have the MID, you don't need to provide any other identifying information. If you do not have the client's MID, you will need to provide us with their first and last name along with the date of birth. We are also asking for your provider name and number so we can make sure the information is being sent over is correct. If we are unable to match the individual to your organization, no information will be sent back on the report. The response to the report will come back in 3 different tabs, which we will review in the next few slides. First row is the Base tab. This shows the client's name and what their overall intake status is, which is the medical side. It'll also show the look back status, which is the financial side. It'll also show you what program is being pended and the application date. The second tab shows the information that was requested in order to make an eligibility determination on the case. The third tab is the response screen. In the far right column, you will see the verifications the system has identified that have been received. It is important to know that it may not be the completed information the family service specialist or program specialist has received or that we are looking for. For example, if we say we received the look back statement but are missing 4 months, then it is not complete, but the system doesn't know how to identify this. On the medical side, if we say a PASRR form is received, but there's no signature, it will be identified that we received something in that category, but we may need to request it again. The hope of running this report and sending it over, or by gaining New Hampshire Easy Access, is that the facility will be able to see what is happening with the case, what is still outstanding, and will be able to assist the client and families in obtaining the required information. This is a new process, so there could be some changes or tweaking that needs to be done to make sure it is meeting the needs of everyone involved. We are all here as a partnership to get the client the benefits they need and that they are entitled to, in a timely and accurate manner. If there are things that aren't working on either side, we need the ability to review and potentially make some changes or communicate what we are able to do and why. We truly appreciate everyone's patience and understanding during this new process. If your organization needs New Hampshire Easy Access, you will need to complete a Form 777 and submit it to the address at the bottom of the form. Once approved, the information will be sent to the administrator of the organization. If you are unaware of who your administrator is or you have any further questions with New Hampshire Easy information, you can reach out to the email address shown below. Thank you so much for watching this presentation. Should you have any further questions, please reach out to your supervisor.